Ayo, it's Bueno, back again on the Blue Toad Monkey page. I will be showcasing my Ultra League Premier Classic team today with LAPRAS, Charizard, and WALREIN. Now, you're going to want Ice Shard. It is a legacy move on LAPRAS. It'll give you more energy gain than the Water Gun and Frost Breath that it can get, and you want that energy gain to try to get up to those Skull Bashes and spam off those Surfs a little more. Charizard with Dragon Breath, Blast Burn, and Dragon Claw. I really like the Dragon Breath to try to fight off some of those dragons and hit some of those Gyarados that we might see for neutral damage instead of hitting them with fire. So overall, I think Dragon Breath is a little better. Fire Spin does have a little more energy gain and might be better in certain situations, but for the Ultra League Premier Cup, I choose to go with the Dragon Breath. You also get a little more flexibility in there with the one-turn move, so you can count their moves and dip out to another Pokemon if you have to. Charizard is double weak to rock, so the whole team being weak to rock, and we'll get into that at the end, could be a little bit dangerous, and I might have to try to get out to save myself for a later situation. WALREIN holds it down in this Ultra Premier Classic Cup despite being nerfed with its Icicle Spheres. You don't get the 5 Powder Snows and then the 4 like you used to, so it's 5 and then 5. So it's not as good as it used to be, but WALREIN's still holding it down here in the Ultra League. So let's get into these battles, and again, if you like it, give us a thumbs up. Check out our website, thebluetoadmonkey.com, and we'll get into these battles now. Okay, game 1, Lapras leading into a Charizard. This is good stuff right here. These Ice Shards will be landing for neutral damage. The Charizard builds up to a Dragon Claw and swaps out to Poliwrath, taking that Surf with no damage at all. So I swap over to my Dragon Breath Charizard, trying to hit this Poliwrath for neutral damage, assuming that they have a Dynamic Punch if they swapped into my Ice type like that. I do decide to shield here. I'm not sure if it's a Scold or an Ice Punch, but I call the Scold. Either way, it would have hurt. I build up to another Dragon Claw. The opponent holds on to its shield. I do hold on to this. Shieldless. And the opponent swaps it back into their Charizard. I fire off a Blast Burn. This will be hitting for big damage. And I get the opponent's last shield, swap into my Lapras. This should be a Blast Burn. There it is, hitting super hard. The opponent swaps into a Venusaur, and right now this isn't really looking too good, but I do want to throw off this Surf and not waste any energy. We get the Venusaur weak there, coming back in with our Charizard. The opponent fires off a Sludge. This isn't looking too good for me, but maybe I'll be able to get to that Dragon Claw. No. They stop me from building up that energy, and I come in with my WALREIN, and here is where I make a mistake. I could have gotten off an Icicle Sphere right now. The Charizard's energy dry, but I go for that farm down, and it's not looking too good for me now. I do hit on CMP, noticing that I wasn't able to farm down to Venusaur, but it's too late, and I've wasted my energy. And that about cost me the game there. Would I have been able to beat the Charizard? I'm not sure, but I'll never know now, will I? Okay, game 2. Lapras, again, leading into an Obstagoon. This isn't looking too good for my team. I'm going to stay in here with Lapras. Looks like I'm trying to go for a Skull Bash, but I don't want to switch to my Charizard just yet, because if they swap out their Obstagoon, then it's not going to look too good for my Walrein either later. So I stay in here, try to get this big Skull Bash through. It does pretty decent damage, right? The opponent's defense has risen before from the Obstruct. I am able to get to a Surf. Leaving the opponent weak. That was a pretty good fight considering Lapras was taking super effective damage from those counters. The opponent hits me with an Obstruct, lowering that defense, and they're going to go for a Night Slash here. I do shield, trying to keep my Charizard healthy. Not sure my Walrein would be able to take the 2 Pokemon out in the back, especially with Escavalier being so popular right now. The opponent comes in with a Swampert. I swap into my Walrein, hoping to catch that Hydro Cannon. There it is. The opponent comes in with a Togekiss. This is looking pretty good for me so far. I throw after 5 Powder Snows to try not to let that Togekiss get too much energy. And right now, I'm just going to let this go and see if my Charizard can clean up in the back. Now, these Dragon Breaths will be hitting for resisted damage, but that's good because it gets me a little more farm. I go for the Blast Burn on the Swampert. This will be hitting way harder than the Dragon Claw. The opponent has to get to 2 Hydro Cannons to take me out. It's real close here. Will Charizard be able to take it? And we get to that Dragon Claw before they can build up to that Hydro Cannon. That is a GG for my opponent. Thank you, Party Hat Charizard. Lapras leading into a Walrein. This is a pretty good matchup here. If I can get to those Skull Bashes and block the first Earthquake, then those Earthquakes aren't going to be too bad for me. Now, if I were the opponent, I'd probably bait with an Icicle Sphere, assuming that I would shield after the Skull Bash. But I'm not sure what they have in the back. This is just against this Walrein. We do massive damage here. I tried to catch, but took a little too long on that, on the chart. I wanted to get that Frenzy Plant on the Charizard. The opponent builds up to a Sludge Wave. I will be taking this on my Charizard. I wanted to go for that Blast Burn, but now the opponent's weak. I'm going for these Dragon Claws. They shield. I get off a second one before they can get to theirs. Taking the Venusaur out with 1 shield left. The opponent comes in with the Dragonite. This is looking pretty good for my 2 in the back here. Their Walrein's at about 50% health or so. So that's also looking really good for my Walrein. And the opponent top lefts. I guess they didn't believe in their Walrein there, but, who knew what I had in the back, right? Game 4, Dragonite in the lead. This is exactly where we want to see our Dragonite here. They swap into a Scizor, so I come in with my Charizard. This has to be a Night Slash. The other two moves they have are Iron Head and X Scissor, and I don't think anybody really runs the X Scissor on there. I blocked the second one, gotta keep my Charizard kind of healthy here. I build up to a Blast Burn and a half. Will I go for the Blast Burn? No sir, here's the Dragon Claw. Almost out of a Blast Burn. The Blast Burn will be KOing, and I'm really hoping they don't shield here. It's really all I have against this Scizor. They do shield. Oh man, this isn't looking too good for me. What am I going to do? I come in with my Lapras. Take that Night Slash. Thank you very much. And we're met with a Machamp. That swap-in did help me outpace to the Surf. They will have a Cross Chop. Kind of lost count there, but I think they might have a little more energy too. So I should come in with my Charizard so I can take these resisted Cross Chops. Build up to that Dragon Claw before they can get to that second Cross Chop there. Taking this Machamp out. Farm down to Scizor a little bit. I do know that these ice attacks won't be doing so much damage, but they won't be able to KO. So I'm still looking pretty good here. I have the Dragonite in the back. I farm up a little extra energy so the Dragonite doesn't outpace me to a move. Dragonite is energy dry. It'll be 1, 2, 3 Powder Snows to that Icicle Sphere. Absolutely deleting that Shadow Dragonite, and that was a GG to my opponent. Game 5. Charizard in the lead. Weak connection, you love to see that. I really tried to go one over so that Charizard didn't catch, but swaps right into the Gyarados. That's okay. I believe I could tank whatever this Gyarados has. And if I could land this Skull Bash, I'd be able to take this Gyarados out. 100%. The opponent swaps back into their Charizard. Can I get to a Surf? Almost. This Charizard loaded up on energy. I swap into my own Charizard. I have to use a shield. I could survive one Blast Burn, but now it's looking pretty dangerous. They're at a Dragon Claw. The opponent 2 shields up. I commit to my shield, hoping that whatever they have in the back, maybe I could save for Charizard later, and it's a Dragonite. Okay, we could do this. These Powder Snows chunking at this Shadow Dragonite here. Please don't superpower me. They're going to superpower me, aren't they? It's lights out for the WALREIN, but this Charizard getting real weak here. Can he do it? The opponent out of shields. Can I take them out before they take me out? And I can. What an incredible game. Okay, so Lapras, Charizard, and WALREIN. Definitely a risky team. I'm like 4 times weak against Rock, with Charizard having that double weakness to Rock, so that wasn't good. Electric, super dangerous, but lucky for me, there's not really too much electric in this meta. I did run into some Ampharos, and they were quite dangerous. Some Mucks with a Thunder Punch, but overall, like, you didn't really see a lot of them, or at least I didn't. I was able to go mostly positive with this team. It's a shame that the Ultra League Premier Classic had to go. I was having a lot of fun with this team, and it took me a while to build it. Like, I didn't start playing this team until the last day. I'm just like trying to shuffle my cards, trying to figure out what I want to do to be spicy and have a good time. But this team really did pull through. You know, obviously it had its weaknesses, but most teams will. There are teams that you could build that, you know, your Pokemon don't share weaknesses. But here I am being super weak to 2 different elements. I did have fun. If you like what you saw, give us a thumbs up. Check out the Blue Toad Monkey page for some more battles, or tune in on this YouTube. You can also submit your battles on the bluetoadmonkey.com/Pogo. That'd be really cool to be able to shoutcast some of what you guys are using. If you want to get some of our merch, you can use promo code POGO at checkout for some of the t-shirts we have right now. We have some really awesome, comfortable t-shirts. You should check them out. And thank you for watching this video and supporting our channel. We'll see you next time.